I promise you with my whole heart, I swear to you on my life, I was involved with Danny's murder.
And I could not help but scream in my mind. I didn't know that you could lie in a courtroom, but apparently you can.
Did you cause the death of Professor Dan Markel?
Absolutely no.
And podcast publicity.
Yo, Tuto, you got $20?
Including piece of shit?
Yes.
Asshole? A narcissist. A bully. A bastard. Gibbers. Jew in boots?
Yes. Wendy Adelson.
You said your mom was completely selfless. Means she's caring more about others than she does about herself.
Fucker?
What does any of this have to do with sentencing?
Never in a million years would I have wanted Danny to be harmed or killed, nor could I ever do something that would leave these two small boys to grow up without him.
Turn off that fucking phone!
I have been Donna Adelson's husband for over 50 years. My wife sacrificed everything.
It's time for the boss, Donna Sue Adelson, to receive her sentence. But before she does, old Harvey's going to give a speech, and then we're going to hear from the boss herself. Let's watch.
So that she could pour her heart and soul into our children, our grandchildren, and our marriage.
I'm a domestic coordinator.
This summer was our 54th wedding anniversary, and I had to spend it without her, hand in mind. She has done nothing wrong, and yet is being punished for a crime that she did not commit. I thought we lived in a different kind of world, but I guess I was wrong.
In the courtroom right above Harvey's head, you can see Judy's boyfriend, Sexy Sanford. He's been there for every single hearing. And up to the left there is that old rascal James who tried to shut our channel down. Let's keep watching.
I have listened, watched, and sat in the courtroom for the entire trial, and I could not help but scream in my mind.
I could easily stop myself from screaming, but I do want to know, who are these two kids that were sitting in the first row?
By the witnesses that were brought forward by the prosecution who told outright lies.
Did you have anything to do with the murder of Dan Markel?
No, ma'am. You were convicted of murder?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the murder of Dan Markel?
Yes, ma'am.
When you testified, were you truthful with the jury?
No, ma'am. I was not. Grabbed it, stuffed it in his pants, and left. But I might have touched it just to stick it inside.
You were trying to get off.
I didn't know that you could lie in a courtroom, but apparently you can.
Did you cause the death of Professor Dan Markel?
Absolutely no.
Did you hire anyone to kill him?
No.
Danny's parents contend that they have never seen their grandchild, but Wendy has shared with me pictures and videos and letters from their visits. They have suffered immensely at the loss of their son, but they also contend to tell lies to the court about our grandchildren.
How many times have Dan's parents been able to see your boys in the last 5 years?
In the last 2 years after they died, they've been able to see them every time they've asked to see them.
Okay, what about the last 3 years?
Since 2016, they have not been permitted to see the boys.
This is, of course, the sweet angel, Wendy Jill Adelson. She's testifying at the first trial, and at that trial, the jurors were able to ask her questions. Let's keep watching.
They have not been permitted.
That's right.
By you.
By me, yes.
Right, and that's not through lack of trying on their part.
They very much want to see the boys.
All right.
And why have Mr. Markel's parents not been allowed to see the grandchildren?
That's one of the questions asked by the jurors.
I found out that Ruth Markel had reached out to a foster care agency to try to place my children with that agency. I became very worried that they were trying to take my children away from me. So after that time, I didn't feel a level of trust that they could spend time with the kids. I was afraid they were trying to take them from me.
In the event that you and your parents were arrested in association with this crime, could I please contact that particular agency to assist with the children in the event they have no guardian temporarily until they could get down here from where they reside in Canada? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so they were not trying to take your children unless there was an event where you were unable to care for them.
But because there's no event in which I would be unable to care for them, that feels like trying to take away my children.
Donna has always been a loving and caring wife and is innocent of the charges. A biased judge and jury were influenced by years of one-sided news pieces and social media.
Doctor, Ms. Fulford, this has nothing to do with the character of the defendant or relates to sentencing.
May I just one moment, please?
All the witnesses today are supposed to just be talking about Donna Sue's character and not the facts of the case.
Donna did not participate in the heinous acts that she was convicted of doing. You are sending an innocent woman to prison. You have taken my wife and you have taken my life as well. This is not justice. It is vengeance. And it is wrong.
Did your mom ever call Dan Markel any disparaging names around this time frame?
She did.
Including piece of shit?
Yes.
Asshole? A narcissist? A bully? A bastard? Gibbers? Jew in boots?
Yes.
He was well educated. He was a good son-in-law.
Piece of shit?
Yes.
But more importantly, he was a caring and loving father.
Asshole? A narcissist? A bully?
He didn't know when he left his boys off at daycare that would be the last time he would see them and the last time they would see him. He didn't know when he went to the gym afterwards that would be the last time he would exercise. And he didn't know when he drove home that his life would end within minutes. Danny wasn't just being followed, he was being hunted. He was brutally murdered in broad daylight, sitting in his car, in his garage, by vicious killers. And he died in the early morning hours of July 19th. His death is a loss to his children, his parents, his sister.
Not a wet eye in the house.
All of us in his family, Danny's boys, each have a photo of themselves with their Abba, their dad, beside their beds. They grew up kissing the framed photo and saying, "Good night, Abba, I love you." The pictures and memories are all they have because cruel, cold-hearted people
Charlie Adelson.
took him from all of us who loved him. My heart was broken when Danny died. My grandsons were going to grow up without the father who loved them. I wondered, how could we help these boys through this trauma? It was then that my husband and I knew that the best way to honor Danny's memory would be to share with these children an abundance of love.
Because I actually said to Dad, I'm not going to make it so easy. Let us call in the babysitters. Let us just spend the money.
That's Donna Sue telling Charlie Boy that she's vindictively not going to watch the kids because Wendy Jill won't marry Dave.
The love that Danny would have given them if he were alive. It is interesting how the state can't make up its mind about who is what they call the, quote, mastermind behind this murder. In both of Catherine Magbanowa's trials, the state claimed she was the mastermind behind Danny's murder.
Did you have anything to do with the murder of Dan Markel?
No, ma'am.
You were convicted of murder?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the murder of Dan Markel?
Yes, ma'am.
In my son Charlie Adelson's trial, they claimed he was the mastermind.
Who are you alleged to have done this murder with?
I did a murder with Katie.
Catherine Magbanowa?
Yes.
Are you mad that Wendy hasn't been charged and you have?
Yes.
Do you have any innate anger with Wendy over that fact?
Yes.
Are you pissed that she told all that stuff to Jeff Lacoste?
Yes.
Did you say something to her about the murder of Dan Markel right before she vomited?
Yes.
You tell your mom that you've already gone above and beyond for Wendy. Was that a reference to having her ex murdered?
Yes.
And now in my trial, they claimed that this grandma, was the mastermind behind the murder. I had no idea that other people planned to cut Danny's life short.
There's a lot I'd like to say that I can't say. I know.
And the people who did this are exactly where they deserve to be.
You just fucked my toe up. Give me my medicine and open the hatch like a normal person.
People who did this are exactly where they deserve to be.
That was really fucking stupid. Bring your lieutenant over. I'll tell him how fucking stupid you are.
But I had no knowledge that this horrible, evil act was going to take place.
There's a lot I'd like to say that I can't say. I know.
If I had become aware of this plan before Danny was murdered, I would have stopped it. With not one iota of actual evidence, the state convinced a Tallahassee jury that I solicited and conspired with other people to have Danny killed. Where is the evidence prior to the murder? The evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that the state needed to prove their case. Where is the evidence?
Looking at Donna Adelson's locations and communication, there is a text message from Donna to Charlie, a chat that says, "Call us ASAP." Looking at the combined location information from both Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson's cell phones, their locations, we see that they are consistent with leaving the South Miami, South Beach area around or a little before 8 p.m. and beginning to travel north. We see events at 8:35 p.m. again in the North Miami area.
She's in touch with Charlie Adelson by 7, or she's attempting to get in contact with him by around 7:12, and within an hour they are leaving South Beach and headed north in Miami.
The prosecution alleged that based upon her cell phone and Harvey's cell phone's data, she was at Charlie Boy's house on the day of the murder to drop off the money to make the payment.
Correct.
Before July 18th, 2014 at 10:50 in the morning.
Before you continue, Mrs. Adelson, as it relates to this statement, is the defense trying to re-argue the trial?
No, Judge, just giving Mrs. Adelson an opportunity to be heard.
Mrs. Adelson, you certainly can continue. However, the court can take into consideration the utter lack of remorse that you are displaying. Please proceed if you desire to do so.
Where is the evidence before July 18th, 2014 at 10:50 a.m. that revealed that I had any involvement in this vile and horrific act? Where is the solicitation and conspiracy evidence? The state needed to show that there was evidence before the murder to convict me. The state couldn't show that because there wasn't any evidence. They were trying an innocent person. It makes you wonder if the jurors were sleeping when the state had Sergeant Corbett on the stand for hours. Their own star witness testified that my phone was never, I repeat, never at my son's house on the night of the murder.
Is there evidence in the phone records that Donna Adelson went to Charlie Adelson's home on the night of Dan Markel's murder?
So there is another communication from Miss Donna Adelson at 8:59 p.m. stating outside your house.
Outside your house, and she's sending that message to Charlie Adelson, is that right?
Correct.
The state's theory that my husband and I dropped off money to my son was blown out of the water by their own witness.
What can you tell us about her locations that night and how long she could have spent at Charlie's residence after sending this message?
Message at 8:59 that says outside your house. Charlie responds to that with 10 men. We see that that should have taken approximately 25 minutes to travel from our 8:32 starting point to Charlie Adelson's residence. And so that would have put the estimated time of arrival at his residence 8:57, and the text message is sent at 8:59. So that would be pretty consistent.
And yet, the state continued to push that story, that lie of the so-called money drop, to the jury through the remainder of the trial. And the jury bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. Reasonable doubt. Many months ago, my attorneys filed a motion for a change of venue. An expert witness testified that Tallahassee had been barraged with over 9 years of negative social media, printed news, television news, and podcast publicity.
Yo, Tuto, you got $20? I just bought the kids some school supplies.
And podcast publicity about my family. He explained to the court, both with evidence and demonstratives, that for me to receive a fair trial, it needed to be held in any of the researched and designated areas in the state of Florida other than Tallahassee. All I wanted was a level playing field, but the court wanted the trial here in the hotbed of Tallahassee.
What moment? Mrs. Fulford,
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Mr. Zellman, again, this has nothing to do with allocution of any sort. This is a raising of grievances which are properly given to the appellate court. What does any of this have to do with sentencing?
Could I have just one moment, please?
Turn that phone off or step out.
What happened to Danny is unforgivable, but I am an innocent woman convicted of this terrible crime without evidence. Danny was a brilliant legal scholar. There are 2 crimes here. The first was Danny being viciously murdered. The second one is taking my life, the life of an innocent woman. Convicting me should not be retribution for Danny's death. That is not justice for Dan. I've always respected the law. I've never gotten a parking ticket, but I'm going to prison for a murder I did not commit. I do intend to file an appeal so that hopefully I have the opportunity to be given a fair trial outside of Tallahassee. 11 years ago, Danny was murdered and taken from all of us who loved him. For the past 9.5 years, the state has broadcast to the world that I hired hitmen to kill him.
Where she's attempting to get in contact with him by around 7:12, and within an hour, they are leaving South Beach and headed north in Miami.
So there is another communication from Miss Donna Adelson at 8:59 p.m. stating outside your house.
Outside your house, and she's sending that message to Charlie Adelson, is that right?
Correct.
Never in a million years would I have wanted Danny to be harmed or killed, nor could I ever do something that would leave these two small boys to grow up without him. I love these boys more than life itself. This is a lifetime of loss for these children. They didn't deserve this. His family didn't deserve this. Danny didn't deserve this. As I appear before you today, Your Honor, I promise you with my whole heart, I swear to you on my life, I was not involved in any way with Danny's murder. I was not.
Adelson, please rise.
Despite breaking the #1 rule when speaking in public, do not read, it was a compelling speech. Let's see if Judge Everett buys it.
Level of planning and coordination to bring the murder of Professor Markel to fruition was significant in this case. These were not crimes of chance or opportunity, and these crimes also required you to conspire with your son and others. You certainly can choose to deny your involvement and maintain innocence. The court finds the evidence in this case is clear. On count 1 of the indictment for first-degree murder, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or release.
No surprise there, as that's the mandatory sentence required by Florida law.
As the defense's request for the court to make a recommendation to the Department of Corrections to place Mrs. Adelson in a facility near Miami-Dade County, I have no problem making this recommendation. The Department of Corrections will have the final say.
Ain't that some sweet irony? The boss tried so hard to get her kids out of Tallahassee and down to Miami. Now she's stuck in Tallahassee, begging the court system to somehow move her to old Miami. We'll see what happens with regard to that. And with this verdict, along with the 4 other previous verdicts, that puts an end to the Dan Markel case. But that does not stop the rule that I tell you about each and every time we meet. You don't fuck with Donna Sue Adelson.
Turn off that fucking phone.
Did what? No, that can't be right. Are you absolutely certain? This is a disaster.
Great to see you back.